So, here I am again. I hate presenting, but I will give it my best shot. It will be a shorter presentation. Gonna do it a little bit differently. Anytime anybody wants to ask a question, just spring in. Because it's 5 do's and don'ts for presenting your game at conventions. So everybody's open to ask a question about the current do or the current don't at the end of each slide, or you can keep your questions for the end. Whichever you choose.
First questions.
First question.
Are those 5 an exhaustive list or just the
Highlights.
Why not limit yourself to 5? Restrictions.
Restrictions, exactly.
55 in the beginning.
Is it 5 do's and 5 don'ts?
Yes. The first slide answers the question. I have a disclaimer. As with everything in life, it's all opinion. What worked for me might not work for you. Means everybody's goals at a convention is of course different. Everybody's energy levels are different. What everybody can deal with, what's more difficult, what's more easier. There is no perfect do's and don'ts. There is no perfect advice. I've just tried to figure out a few tips to keep you sane at one of the most crazy things you can do in your life. It's a lot of fun, but it sends you insane. I said, keep it chill, keep it relaxed. Let's start with the first don't. Don't expect your game to work. This is the most important one ever. I've got 3 lovely pictures here. I will explain each one. All the way at the top right hand side, we've got 2 computers and they're both turned off. This wasn't at the beginning, this was midday. The computer decided to not post anymore. The RAM decided to die during the convention, and the computer decided, hey, I'm not turning on anymore. Awesome. The second is my scared face, because every time the game boots, it crashes back to Windows. But on the second computer it works. Just on the first computer it crashes to Windows. They're running on the same system, with the same Windows version, using the same graphics cards. One didn't work. I don't know today why. It just didn't work. Yes.
Build number?
Yes. The same build number. Welcome to conventions. And the bottom you see my wonderful TV. Transporting the TV, set everything up, turn it on, no screen. I must have bumped it in the car. That was a wonderful €500 down the drain. That was a painful day.
What's our reflection?
Always be prepared for disaster at a convention.
So pack tissues.
Yes. A lot of tears happened. A lot of tears.
And at least 3 different builds you have.
I actually now always have a folder full of builds with 2 reserve builds just in case the first one doesn't work for some reason. Don't live on convention food is the second don't. It's not healthy. For the first few hours you'll be fine with burgers and bubble tea and cola and bubble tea again and then another burger and then another bubble tea. First you're going to run out of money because you're spending 3-4 times more than a normal burger. You're going to get a burger about this size and it's going to cost you like €15. And then you're going to get yourself 1 palatschinken, what's going to cost €9. And you're going to have a bubble tea what costs €7 and you've got to be there all day. Yes.
There's a thing in the background in the glasses, the round thing. Is it like decoration or is it like
This decoration.
Okay, I thought it was like that's some big glass boba.
Don't number 2B, don't eat the decorations.
If you've got bigger conventions for like 2 or 3 days, for example Game City 3 days, or you've got Gamescom in Germany where you're going for 5 days, yes, by the 3rd day you're either going to be white in the face or on the toilet more than you at the convention.
Speaking from experience?
Eat some salads, bring some food with you, and don't just drink cola for 3 days. It's seriously one of my biggest advices is please bring good food. I had food poisoning once at an event due to eating at the food, and it completely destroys the experience. Get to the number 3 of the don't. Don't be too protective of your game. This is a very important one. Be open to changing. I've got 3 wonderful pictures here. The first one was people who played the game and said, you know, that feature's a little bit. And you're like, okay, why? It just doesn't work. And you're like, okay, have I made my game good, or do I actually need to think about my game? I went back to the drawing board, but actually that feature doesn't actually work in my game. So took it out. The moment the feature wasn't in the game anymore, tons of positive feedback. Don't be afraid to change your game if it's not fun. You cannot test your own game. It is impossible. You know your game too good. You know how to play it perfectly. You know the controls. For example, the feature was you could walk and run on 2 different buttons. You had a run button. But it's a party action game. So everybody just wanted to run all the time. So everybody was like, why do you even have the possibility to walk? It's like, actually that's true. It's a party game. Nobody wants to go slow. I got shut of the walking, and run is walk now. It's the same speed. So you're just constantly fast and it's more fun. The second one was lots of constructive criticism how to fix the game. Just basis, okay, this could be better, the controls. Why are you using Xbox style controls and not Nintendo style controls when it's more of a Nintendo style game? You're like, but I'm more of an Xbox person maybe, or PC person. Still, you've got to think about the mass market, what the general player for your game is going to enjoy. And the best one is the bottom 2 guys. They are the bane of my existence. They made it their personal job to go to every single convention I'm at with one goal in mind: to destroy my game. Every convention, I sit there and I watch them go to every corner of every map and try to get out of bounds, or every different move to try and get under the stage, or to make themselves immortal, or to make a death loop, or to completely crash the game. Every single time they managed. And then every single time, the day after the convention, I sit all day trying to fix the bugs. Finally, I've fixed them. There's no way it can happen again. The next convention again, they find a way.
You think maybe somebody's paying them to do it?
If they are, I thank them for it. Because my game is so much more stable because of them 2 people who found easily over 40 bugs in my game. Just them 2 people. As I said, don't be protective. Don't get offended when people destroy your game or complain about your game. Normally there'll be a reason why they're doing it or saying it. Of course, don't change your whole game. If you're at the end of your production and they're like, change everything. That's not constructive criticism. That's not good for you. But think critically about your babies. As we always say, don't be afraid to kill your babies. In-game. Okay. The don't number 4. Don't expect a profit from going to a convention. As the gift says, you're going to be looking in your wallet. It's going to cost you a lot more money than you're going to receive. Wish lists, forget it. Sales, nope. You're not going to get sales from a convention. I've talked to some of the bigger companies at conventions, and even at Gamescom, most people say what I got in return for sales or wish list compared to the money it cost me for the event, it wasn't worth it. You're not going to a convention to make a profit. You're going to a convention to improve your game and to give it more chance of legitimately being good. To get play tests, to network, to build connections. But you're not going to get a... Do not ever go to a convention with the opinion, I'm going to get 500 wish lists per day. Would be awesome. Maybe a chance at Gamescom. In Austria, you'll be lucky to get 50 a day. I'd even be happy with 50 a day. Yes?
For the dice gamers was in the room. Do you mean wish list when they put it on Steam on your
Yes.
thingy? Okay.
So,
So that's
Pre-orders,
that could be
you
a
could
goal.
say. Yes. A pre-order, for example.
Okay.
It's very rare.
Can we wish list your game?
You can wish list my game forever.
Yeah, when is it on Steam?
It's on Steam for the last 5 months. Look at my wish list.
There's your marketing.
What happened there, like in that little bump?
No, this is it's a public post for
Oh.
wish list. It's not my actual one. But yeah, don't expect too much from a convention. You will most likely give out more money than you receive at a convention.
People can delete wish lists.
No, but you cannot have negative wishes.
Yeah.
Please do not release this.
The don't number 5. Don't forget to also enjoy the convention. Conventions
That's
are
difficult.
awesome events. Wonderful people, new games to play, retro zones, Dance Dance Revolution, merchandise. And if you're not actually going to enjoy being at the convention, then your face is going to not attract people to play your game. If people don't see you're having fun and you've got something to present and you're enjoying your time, they're going to see a sour face and think the game is also sour. They're not going to visit your game. Put a smile on, be happy, say to your neighbour, hey, watch my game for an hour, go eat something, have a bit of fun, so then you come back happy, prepared for the next 5 hours of stress to continue presenting your game. It's very important. Always try and enjoy the convention.
Is that phase a phase of enjoyment?
This is a phase of overstimulation. I was tired. Because most of the time I do the events alone. I would also suggest you don't do the events alone. Bring a second person. It will help. But yes, generally have fun. Now we get to the cool things, the do's. Do bring an extra laptop to fix on the fly. Stuff break constantly. A wonderful picture at the bottom is a massive problem I had with my game. It's a free-player game. Your characters cannot die, they just get transported back to the beginning when your life hits 0. For some reason, Unreal Engine was killing my character. I had no respawn feature. Because my characters never get destroyed, they just get respawned and the health goes back to 1. There's no destroy code in the whole game. But Unreal Engine chose to destroy the characters. In the middle of the event. At midday. When everybody wants to play. And this the first time happened at Game City. Where you've got about this much space. And there's thousands of people. So really bad timing. Anyway, after lots and lots of work, I found out that I forgot to turn off the feature in Unreal Engine that when your actor reaches a specific level under the area, it does an auto culling, an auto kill of the actor. And the brainy players always found ways to escape my stage and start falling forever, which eventually hit the kill zone and destroyed the actor. So, in the middle of the event, laptop out, trying to fix, everybody keeps coming to play your game. Every second time, it crashes. So you've got to restart your whole computer, and at the same time, you're programming at the same time. If you didn't bring a second laptop with you, that wouldn't be possible. And you're like, oh, what do I do for the rest of the event? I can't fix my game. You've got all day. Try and bring something to fix on the fly. And always expect the unexpected.
So bring a third laptop.
Second, be prepared to change a lot about your game. Players are brutal. As I said, this constructive feedback. The constructive feedback you're going to get maybe 20% of the time, 30% of the time. 70% of the time you're going to get brutal opinions and complaining about everything. People are there to have fun. They haven't got their thinking minds on, for example. So if your game's remotely difficult, it's Dark Souls. If they die once, it's Dark Souls, and it's too difficult. If they don't die once, it's too easy and not worth the money. So it's like, okay, where's the middle ground?
What's the most brutal thing somebody has told you?
I can't say it on stream. In other words, please stop programming the game.
Oh,
Chuck it away. Why is this made in very different language? As I said, some people are just brutal. You get all different kinds of people at events. Don't let the bad eggs steer you away. You cannot avoid them. I've had couples what start to have argument in the middle of your game, and you're like, okay, what do I do now? And then suddenly the game is the reason why they're having the argument, and I'm fault for them having an argument about my game. The players are brutal.
Yeah, but Darren, you programmed a game where you can hit someone else with a window.
Yes.
That's like a program feature you have to have.
So, always expect people to be brutal, and be prepared to change stuff if everybody complains about the same thing. Because if everybody's complaining about the same problem, it's a problem. Do number 3. Be prepared. Click. Do ask players for feedback. This is very important. Be proactive at an event. If you're going to sit down and not talk to the people playing the game, you're not going to get constructive feedback. The people who's going to come to you and tell you directly a problem in your game, most of the time, if the feedback was not going to be good for you, it's people who's annoyed at the game, people who's angry, people who's frustrated. The people who've actually got constructive feedback aren't always open to talk to you. So be proactive, go to the player, say, hey, how did you enjoy my game? How did you like the multiplayer feature? How did you like the graphics? How did you like the controls? How could I improve my game? There's a lot of people who aren't confident enough to criticize you. As the game developer, they think, you're the game developer, you're trying your best, you're doing really good, your game's really good. And he's like, but is it really? And they say, thank you very much, but please give me negative feedback. And then the floodgates open. You're true. This could be better, and this could be better, and this could be better. And that's the feedback you want, because that's honest feedback. But if you're not going to be proactive and directly ask the people, you're not going to get that kind of feedback at the events. So always be proactive. Yeah, this one is as it says. Get some good sleep. It's very important. Conventions are super high energy. You will not believe the amount of energy you need for one day. You think, I'm just standing in one place all day, showing my game. I'm not going to be tired at the end of the day. I have not yet had one convention where I haven't had panda bear eyes at the end of the convention. Yes, you're stood in one space, but you're constantly talking to people. You're constantly in action. You've got noise of for a Kokorokon. You've got the massive stage right in front of your area with music blasting at full power. You've got press coming by. You've got thousands of people walking by the whole time. Everybody's asking you. People screaming here. People shouting there. It's loud. It's high energy. And then if you're thinking, I'll just sleep on a friend's sofa, or I'll just go in a shared room with 10 other people where you get like 4 hours of sleep, you're going to be so cranky the next day. It's super important to get good sleep. Spend that €20 more than sleeping in a room with 5 other people. Spend €20 more, get yourself a hotel room with a good bed, get 8 hours of sleep minimum. You'll need it to prepare yourself for the next day. Because if you can't get good sleep, you're not going to get good feedback, because you're not going to take the feedback on. And if you need to fix anything, you ain't going to be able to fix it, because you'll just be too tired. I would say this is the most important thing I've learned in my, I've been to 20 conventions now, 20 or 21 conventions. This is the most important tip I can give. find a good hotel and use a good hotel. And the last one is network. This is the most important part of conventions. It is the part of the convention that will get you the most progress in your career. And it's also the part that will get you the most money in your career if you're actually trying to make money. Through networking, you can find companies, you can make connections with large companies, small companies, you can find partners, you can find programmers, artists, musicians, what you could never find if you was just working online, on Discord. Yes, you can always find somebody on Discord, you can post a wanted job, but it's completely different to work with somebody who you've never seen before and you don't know how they are, work ethics, personally, than somebody you've actually met, discussed with, and being able to network with personally and in person. It's a completely different experience. Do not underestimate the importance of networking. I would say it's the most important part of a convention. You will get more positive opportunities through the networking than you will from wish lists, from improvements for the game or anything. It is also one of the most fun parts of the whole thing. Go for that one drink after the event. Go for the meal with all of the rest of the programmers. Because word spreads. One person hears you, you talk to them, and then they talk to somebody else, and then somebody else talks to 5 other people, and they all know, I know a programmer from that company, or I know a programmer from that town what can do this, or I know a streamer what can stream something, and it builds up. And then suddenly you've got a massive network of people what you can communicate with, and you say, okay, I need an artist, got one. I need a musician, I've got one. I need a programmer, got one. I need an advertiser, got one. And it's very difficult to get that without the personal connection at such conventions. Because they're all there. All of them go to such conventions. Well, most of them. A hell of a lot of them. So take advantage of it. Yeah, thank you. Any more questions? Start with yours first. So start with Tobias.
When are the doors going to be nerfed?
When are the
doors in the game?
Ah,
They're quite overpowered.
maybe. That's the answer. It makes it fun.
You look so happy.
So we had Philip.
I have another do. My do would be open-minded and patient. Because when we had the eye-tracking game, it was a puzzle game, 3D. We had a specific kind of people that should play it in mind. And we were at the convention and just everybody played it. At one point we had like an older woman, I would say she was around 40 or 50, and she was coming to her game and she would like to play it. And I was like, yeah, no problem. Have you played anything on a PC before? No. So she was basically in the first room for I think 30 minutes. It was very interesting to watch her play. She was so nice, and for her it was a great experience. She was like, I will tell my nephew of this game, and it was very nice. But I had to be a bit patient about it.
You make an amazing point. That's a very good do, and it's true. At conventions, you will find every kind of person. Don't think at an anime convention or a gaming convention, everybody's a gamer. They ain't. I have had people who do not know what a stick is on the controller. Take the time, explain to them. Who knows, that might be a future gamer. Give them the opportunity to play it just as much as you would somebody who is experienced in games. You will find old people, children, people who've never played a game in their life. That's a very good point. So, one moment. You was next. You put,
Yeah, you mentioned you were at 2021 conventions
Yes.
already. Were these all with the game you're currently working on?
and one game before.
Okay.
2 games so
Okay.
far.
And would you say there are diminishing returns when you've entered the same game at, let's say, 5 conventions? Or do you think like every convention adds something?
Entirely depends what your goal of the convention is. You need to go to the convention with a goal. For example, I would say you've got a fresh game. The first few conventions is going to be fixing that game, making that game better. The playtests at a convention are amazing. You can get so many playtests, so many bug fixes. It's really good. Of course, the more conventions you go to, the more stable your game gets. Then, as your game gets more stable, your focus shifts more to, I don't need to have as much time getting feedback. Now I spend more time networking. So I'd say it's just as important with an old game as a new game. Because with a new game, you're focused on your game. And with an old game, you can focus more on the networking side. So you can get a positive experience from a convention, irrelevant if your game is new or old, depending what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking for, like, you started a new game. You've got a game here to show that you can do something good. And you can say, hey, I've got a new game. Would you be interested to having a look in that one as well, to specific people? As I said, there's always a reason for it. Don't overdo it. If you're going every 2 weeks, you're going to burn yourself out. That, I wouldn't say that's worth it. But a few times a year is more than recommended, I would say. So, Shay.
Oh, what did you tell what was your reaction when this person that said the thing that you cannot say on stream, like, what do you answer there? Like, do you even acknowledge it? Like, yeah, sure, whatever, like...
You're at a convention, if people are rude to you, you've just got to take it and just, in one ear, out the other, say, thank you for your criticism, I'll take it on board, I apologize that you didn't like the game, I've got more people who would like to play the game, please. I wish you a nice convention. You've always got to stay professional at such events. You have to.
Of course.
Do not forget, you are working at the convention.
Of course,
you are expected to be polite. The convention, for example, as an indie game dev, the convention is allowing you to present your game free of charge. We are the only industry in Austria what is allowed to be at such places for free. Most other places, industries have to pay. We get our spaces always free at the events. So we've got to, of course, go with a higher level of professionalness that people stay happy, friendly.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, if somebody is extremely abusive, you can say, I don't have to take that. Please leave, or I will call security. Of course.
It was not at that level.
It wasn't that level, of course. It's just, your game is blah, 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 blah.
For programming that.
Just stay professional, stay friendly, and move them along to get to the more important people, I would say. Yes.
Another don't I have is don't try to remember feedback. Write it down at some place or
Yes.
work. Put it to use at some point, because if you don't write it down, you're not going to remember anything, or just a few points of that, and especially because it's such a high energy place where things get lost.
Yep.
Things you don't remember. And I've seen some, like, they are going to do like the little feedback that you can enter, but there's so much things between the lines that people don't say or that they don't find, and you're like, fuck, I didn't find that. And that's what you have to write down. And I think you have to address it very quickly after the event, so that you have like a list of things that have been addressed multiple times, or just a thing that has been just a one-time thing. And I think you have to address that very soon, right after the event.
That's a good idea. Writing down is important. My tip would be write the problem, but don't write the solution at the event. Leave the solution free until you're home, you're rested, and you can think more clearly, because you will find a better solution. Don't already focus your solution at the event. So write all of the problems. You will want to instantly fix them. You will want to instantly figure out, how can I make this better? Don't. Write just the problems. Get home, have a tea, have a bath, have a sleep, wake up, and then think, okay, what can I do to improve this? Would be my advice in that way. So 4 more questions, and then we are done. So start at the back, as you was first.
Do you think there's a qualitative difference between the feedback you get at a conference and the feedback that you get online? Because I personally, I have no problem if time for the stuff that I do. So, are they more elaborate on their criticism, or
Depends entirely on the market of what kind of your game is. Of course, if you've got a highly complex game or a strategy game or a game like a card game or something a bit more in-depth, it's more difficult, of course, to get good feedback at a convention because you need time, you need quietness, there's hidden systems, complex systems. I'd say for games like that, of course, it's a lot better online feedback because people's got the time to sit down patiently with the game and go in depth. At a convention, the feedback is better on a over level, like the simple things, bugs, controls, graphical style. That's why I find it at conventions better. The more smaller feedback, and if you actually go into the deep systems, online is better, in my opinion. But they're both just as important because they both have got a different reasoning behind them. So I got Sonia was next.
I just have to add something. It's not really something that has to do with your games, but in general, because I had that unfortunate thing happen to me. Put a disclaimer near your desk and tell the people there are going to be photos and tell the people this game is for these people, because I did a dice game called The Tavern Keeper, and one person said, I looked at the game and there is beer in there. Yes. Why did you not tell me I'm an alcoholic? Like, literally. And I was like, well. And then there was this whole 5-minute conversation about trigger warnings and whatnot, and tell the people, like, your games are like designed for young gamers and children maybe, but if you have a horror game or like something where you have to think, or if it's a math game, math is triggering for me, hello. So maybe tell the people verbally, or put something at the table that says this game is for children, or this and that, and weapons are in the game or whatnot, just for legal reasons. I mean, I didn't have any legal problems, but this person was like actively looking for a fight about my game. And if you have like at your game, this is a game for children and people who love gaming, you're out of the woods. So
generally, it's a very difficult subject. Legally, on a legal ground, every convention, every event, every Veranstaltung, every area have got ground rules. You can find the legal ground rules on the website of the location or on the website of the event. They'll have like warnings. They'll have, okay, this area is 13 until 13 years old. This area is a 16 plus. This area is the 18 plus. And if you're talking about legal safety, as long as your triggers are within the age group, what is allowed for the event itself, you're not going to get in legal trouble. It's not your fault that somebody came to the event without first informing themselves of the requirements for the event. That's why in most of the event there'll be a massive thing, okay, at this event there is a 16 plus area, at this event it's an anime event, at this event photos, video are allowed. If you enter this location, you automatically give your acceptance for photos and videos. If you check Comic Con, Kokoro Con, Gamescom, they've all got the disclaimers on the website. That protects you also as an Aussteller. And
what I was thinking about your games or something, it's like flashy and colorful and everything, so epilepsy people, they are not going to come to conventions very often because they know, but if they do, you have the warnings in the game mostly, but if you are like a developer who presents at this game, you say, okay, if you have epilepsy, be careful, just one of these things. But most people do it, but there were a few people who didn't, and like were thinking, oh god, what do I do now? And
always
like
do
that.
your best. but don't be too offended when somebody complains, because it's impossible to cover everything. You can only do what you believe is right and to the level that you believe you can take care of. Like, if you want to make a disclaimer for everything, you'd have a piece of paper longer than here, because everybody can be triggered by something different. Do what you think is right. Try to be inclusive always for important things, but at the end of the day, when you come into the sphere of legal issues, you've got the rules of the convention, and the rules of the convention protect you as an exhibitor, as long as you also stay within the rules of the convention. For example, in a normal area, games representing drugs and sex is not allowed at an anime convention, for example. If your game represents drugs or sex, you have to go to the 16 plus or the 18 plus area to present your game. They're the different requirements per event. It's important to check it, but you never manage to please everybody. That's the truth. So one more person had the hand up originally. Yes, Philip.
I think another person.
And one more person, true.
I would say it depends on the game you make, but if you go to the convention and you have a bigger game, make a demo out of it, or in some way something that's playable within 15 minutes or something, because people on the go, they want to see things, and if you show them your whole game that lasts 2 hours, they won't finish it. For example, with Lucid, we rearranged the levels, because we cut some levels that were interesting, but others were more important, so we rearrange the whole levels so people get into action faster and have more enjoyable of a demo than if they would have to play the whole game for an hour, because most of them will stop at some point because they want to see more of the convention and not stand like an hour at your game.
Yep, true. 100%. Never forget you're trying to sell a product. So don't give them the whole product without letting them give you the money. It's the truth. Make a demo. Otherwise, a person's going to sit there, play the whole game, and go, I don't need to buy the game anymore. I've played through it. Give them a reason to buy the game. Because even if they don't wishlist it, it's still in the brain, and eventually they'll see an advert of it or something. That game, yeah, I'll get that now. But if they've played the whole game, I played that game at the convention. I don't need it anymore. Give them a reason to play on. Make a small demo, make a small cut, unless your reason is a full game test. Some people go to conventions to test the whole game. That's also okay. But be aware that people who play the game then are not going to buy the game because they've already played through it. That's true. So one more person had their hand up. I think it was you, yes. Yes, please.
So when's the perfect or the best time to bring your game to a convention? Is there a best time, or it's just, okay, when I feel the game's ready for a convention, then I should bring it? Or
the legitimate answer, and the one people want to hear, when you believe it's perfect for the convention. The real answer, as soon as possible.
Okay.
There is nothing more important than player feedback. If you're going to start making a game and it's just not fun, you as a solo dev, it's so difficult to know if your game is fun. So you put 2 months into the game, you think, it's a great game, you take it to the convention and everybody hates it. Like, I need to go back to the drawing board. But if you've already put 7 or 8 or 9 months into that game, that's hard. So I would say, as soon as you feel comfortable to show a game, show it. You're at a convention. You're not gonna hurt your sales by showing the game. There's nothing what's gonna hurt your game by showing it too early. Only thing you're gonna get is feedback, and I see feedback always as a positive. Of course, if you've got 2 stick figures and just a square, no, of course not. It's got to be a game, so people actually enjoy playing it. But don't wait 1-2 years. It is too long.
okay.
Because you're just too far on then. You spent so much money or you spent so much time. It's very difficult to change core features before you've had that first feedback loop. The first feedback loop is the most important. There you find out, is my game remotely fun? So, thank you very much. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation and enjoy the rest of the evening.